bless my castle of sand. Waiting on the battle, sword handle all in my hand. The war forces more toward my door with demands. More important than the fortune that you poured in my pan. From freestyling to recording advance, can you please reinforce all my borders and bands? I should've put it towards some plans. Want a forest, gotta water some plants. Normally ignoring the branch is par for the course, but when you hold a culture you can't parkour over a part. You gotta march forth over your art. And for your fans, when you corner, gotta shorten your stance. Lessen your tails, Philly shell, don't orbit a dance. You hit a bell, then report to the band and do whatever that the chorus commands. And for the grand, talented all along, think we're fortresses made of stone. We're just palaces made out of flesh and bone. Waiting for our time to shine, Lord, please bless my mansion of cards. If ever challenged, let us camp in the car. Or hang a hammock from a branch in the park. A planet made of uninhabited parts. Being anonymous don't grant you some dark. Even astronomers keep a camera on Mars. Satellite to track where you are and see your black as night, attack it with sparks. Fireworks are not a match for a star, and fire hurts, burns, blackens, and scars. Can still emerge, learned, attractive, and charred from out the ashes of galactic barrage. Yeah, it gets savage where they traffic mirage. It ain't no magic day in back of its secret hatches and frauds. You gotta take it back to the start. You gotta tap and learn to rap from the heart. Yeah, yeah. Talented all along. Think we're fortresses made of stone. We're just palaces made out of flesh and bone. Waiting for our time to shine, to come home. Yeah, Lord, please bless my palace of bones. My soul call my skeleton home. It's on the phone. Get a receiver back to Tyrone. We made a pact. I'm going back home.
So much energy here in the house tonight. We are live at the CompuBox Academy. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. Tim Zhu, they call him the Soul Taker, 174 centimeters tall with a reach of 179. And facing him in this bout, Amir King Khan, weighed in at 66 kilos even, 174 centimeters tall with a reach of 180 centimeters.
Talk about hot seats in the house. I am so lucky to be sat where I am watching this fight live. I can tell my grandkids about this.
Tim Zhu, never lacking confidence. They call him the Soul Taker, and he is, of course, the son of the former lightweight world champion, Costa Zhu. And it's the king, Amir King Khan, one of the finest fighters Britain's ever produced. Olympic silver medalist in 2004, multi-time world champion, fighting out of Bolton, UK.
As soon as the bell goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Sydney, Australia, introducing the junior middleweight champion of the world.
One of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only for this, our main event. After months of uncertainty, we finally have a fight. Straight right just misses. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. The jab doesn't quite connect. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Insane action. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Timing beats speed, speed beats power. If you're a counter-puncher, then basically you do the counter-attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Do you believe what we're seeing? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Zoo that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Get your focus back, get a jab back. Just great round, now relax. Stay focused.
And there's the bell for round two. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punch. This fighter focuses on that outside game. You don't see them get hit too often. You don't see them in trouble a lot. But that's what their mantra is.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
Catch and shoot. They exchange punches. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Can't score with that jab. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Big hook doesn't land. When are we going to see a jab from these two? What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Miss with that jab. Beautiful counter punch. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Zoo that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Every second, every minute of this.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
He fails to score with that left hook. Misses with the jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. You'd like to see more jabs. And he scores with the counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Both men step back for just a moment. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Zoo that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell for round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
How about that time counter shot? How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. They threw the hook. It didn't land. Both men step back for just a moment. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. They are giving us a high-tempo show. A perfect counter lands. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Nice exchange here from both men. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Zoo that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell sometimes...
Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. A straight right just misses. This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
And that left hook doesn't find its target. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box it, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? A straight right just misses. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Zoo that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy. Let's start the 6th. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Oh, with welterweights, they sometimes hold that thought. Amir Khan is rocked. And he just put Amir Khan down. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
You're right, Todd. What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your ball.
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Good counter punching. When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Good man, good man. Just
Here we go. It's round 7. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. That counter shot lands. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Good dodge to the right. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown their shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judges going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A perfect counter shot. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The straight right just misses. Zhu just got dazed. I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
I've got to see that again.
Let's talk about Zhu that last round. So it's plan B time. And there's the bell for round 8. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised? Did you see that? This is not how the story was supposed to go for Amir Khan. And down he goes. What an upset this could be as Khan is down. Let's see that again.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to me.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
He's up, but for how long? Look at her. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
And this with that jab. Missed with that right uppercut. One punch could change everything in this battle. They got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen now, it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Oh boy! Amir Khan, dazed! Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. That counter punch caught him clean. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
Unanimous? You know what? Smarts that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.
Yeah, look at Duff. Order blocks, mighty. Swing left, right, man, say get ping. Contrary ting. We bring when right, some bullet shots fling. Ding ding.